Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. We're going to talk about the stock market. It is September 27th, a Monday. We're going to go over SPY briefly and some GameStop technical analysis, some things I pulled up off the internet, Ken Griffin lied, hashtag, and what seems to be maybe happening with this squeeze and all that. So sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Here's Reddit. Here's our Twitter. You can follow us on here. It's at Happy Money YT. Let's see. Brian Coleman, Chairman Cohen. He tweeted, "Talk is cheap. It takes money to buy whiskey." Amen. And we also have a Discord you can jump on if you want. It's in the description. Anyways, I got stoked over the weekend. I'm still stoked. I think we're going to start seeing some movement on GameStop, either up or down. Just with the market, I think, starting to move as well. So today, kind of an interesting price action day. We had some pre-market movement, and then it kind of sold off. Had this pre-market movement and sold off. Let's see, right? It looks so weird at the extended hours. Yeah, and then it actually around 10 or so, right here, 10:15, it just had a crazy fat candle, tons of volume, and relocate out of our Discord. Called it even. He said 190, and then it'll come back down. Yeah, so this whole candle and then this basically changed the hourly technical analysis for me. We got green over the 9 moving average. We've got a bullish MACD. This is shorter term, but this hourly to swing around, I mean, it takes, this can be a couple days. So I see the momentum kind of building up here. The 165 kind of support. I still think that could be on the table depending on when and how the market kind of makes this next leg down. So not to say it's off the table, but in the short term, I think this TA looks good. We also have this divergence on the hourly. So right here, we've got these little vertical lines right here. Oh, it's not going down here. That's basically right here, this point on the RSI. And then this peak on the RSI. This low is higher than this low. And then this low is lower than this low. So that's the divergence. And so I think we might see a little bit more of a pull up this week for now. Not sure when that momentum will change. On the daily though, yeah, it is. We're definitely still bearish. Maybe it'll just grind back up to kind of that 9 moving average on the daily, which right now is 194. I'm not sure how high up this bump will go. On the hourly, it's 197. So I don't know. We'll see. Short term though, this is bullish, and I got some options for it. SPY, kind of interesting, kind of a roller coaster today on this thing. I wasn't sure which way to go on it. I thought long, and then I thought short, and then just ended up being pretty much a flat day on it. MACD is crossed over bearish. I think it's kind of just in this consolidation before another drop now. It's possible it could rip up a little more and cover that gap, but it doesn't have to. SPY, there's a lot of gaps SPY hasn't covered. On the daily here, we still have bearish MACD, but today's probably going to close as a green candle over the 9. So those are conflicting TAs, but yeah, so it's possible it keeps melting up here a little bit before it comes back down. Short term, I don't know. I'm thinking this thing is just consolidating. This thing's pretty well pinned, so kind of needs to find a direction to know what's going on with the SPY. All these leaks coming out about the Robinhood trial and all this stuff going on is crazy stuff. So hopefully kind of the exposure to that will help with everything that's going on. One thing is interesting about this. So someone on Reddit predicted, they said 1022, but this was like at 1020. Basically 1022 is like right here. He said big spike on GME, and it had to do with Computershare. So I think the way Computershare buys its shares is they buy it just in lots. So you send your money to Computershare, They collect all the money and they go to the market, to the New York Stock Exchange, to buy the shares. They don't physically go there, but they pick them up. And so they buy them in lots. And I think this huge spike could be that. It could be the Computershare lots being bought up. Today was probably the most significant one we've seen. We see sometimes around this 10 o'clock, 10:30 range, some spikes, but today was definitely the largest. See, here's one at 10:15, 10:20. So I may or may not be trading that tomorrow, just to see if what happens. However, I do have options already, but I thought about that theory and it could still be true, but just to kind of give some counter theory to that, I was like, let me check AMC, because it really shouldn't be affecting AMC, but AMC kind of had the same deal. Not to the extent, but at 10:15, 10:20, kind of the same deal. Maybe maybe GME pulled up AMC somehow, but I'm not sure. But this was a pretty significant candle, actually. Just right here. This is not like typical volume stuff. This is why GME's clearly manipulated. You don't usually see just like a lot of morning volume's normal, and then it tapers off throughout the day, and then maybe in the last like half hour it picks back up. But you don't just see big spikes like this unless there's news. Like news comes out, you get a lot of volume, but there's random huge spikes. Like that's why this is probably something either Computershare or it's just whatever's going on behind the scenes. I don't know, but yeah, that's what keeps me excited, seeing those things. So yeah, let me show you guys on our Discord. I share a lot of the stuff, not everything I read, but some of the stuff I read I throw up on Discord so you guys can see what I'm thinking of. So there's any of these about how many shares are in the float, I put on the Discord. This one's talking 842 million. JOT is jacked titties evaluation. Conservative is 367 million, and this is just based on actually Reddit. So yeah, I think it could easily be somewhere in that range. The average of those two is 500 million, and the most is close to 1 billion shares from just Reddit actually users. And there's kind of an interesting write-up on that. The other one, oh, here's the dude. Oh, shout out Rabadabadingadongalong. Here's this guy. You get the dinosaur. So he posted this at 10:13. Unless he can like backdate his post, he posted this at 10:13 and said GME will spike at 10:22. Sometimes I see these things in my dreams, and literally I was like, I checked back at the time and it was, I mean, really close. Not right on, but he said 10:22, which is like right here, right at the top. I was right here, and he posted it back here at 10:13. That's crazy. Let's see, liquidity. So the ship's being blockaded. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I did share this Wall Street Bets thing. I like to see DD on GME on Wall Street Bets. It's like I don't know. It reminds me of the good old days where Wall Street Bets was full of tickers, not just GME. I don't think this has much weight, but it was interesting him talking about these CLOs that I remember coming up earlier on in this whole saga, the collateralized loan obligation. So he's expecting a big week based on that. I'm not, but maybe if it is, I could be like, oh, maybe it was from that. Hard to know on that one. Our options that we did today, I didn't do cover calls. The premiums are getting so low. That was one of the things I'm so stoked about is let me see if I can find it. I shared it over the weekend and I was like, wow, this is crazy. I don't really have like on my charts a premium, an IV indicator on the bottom. Something else that's crazy. Lehman Brothers spiked today 223%. Yeah, that's right. That was, I think, from last week. Yeah. Anyways, I can't find it, but the IV on GameStop right now is so low. And so that's going to basically allow a lot of buying pressure into the options, which should set up a gamma squeeze. If they're not hedging, I mean, technically it doesn't have to, but if you get institutions and big money in there doing it, then yeah, they will be hedging for that. If you look, let's see. So to basically saying this, me selling covered calls and selling cash secured puts, it's still good, but it's like the IV is getting low enough to where it's not even quite worth it. So look at the IV on this. This is, I mean, it's just a weekly 66%. Like we haven't seen that. Trying to think, I can pull a chart up somehow on here. I can pull up like the actual IV chart with how it's been. That's what I was trying to show you. But anyways, I mean, you can see just this option alone, this 197.5 strike, just everything is so low right now on the IV. So selling premium still can do it, but I mean, this is when you start legging into premium. There's got to be a way actually I can pull up the IV. I'm not sure. Another point though with the IV was that it is so low right now, and our stock price is so much higher. So the chart basically showed that even back here when it was $40, the IV is much higher. And I mean, that's because there was a lot of recent implied volatility, but yeah, it was higher here. Of course, came down here, and then all up here though, it's just been dropping ever since here, and meaning that this is much more, it's basically solidified this price. It's much more stable of a price, and we're way up here. So that is a good thing. It's seeming much more solid. And each day, look at this 180 moving average kind of keeps grinding up. Before, when I originally thought 165, this was much lower. It was closer to that 165. So it's possible that 165, I'm happy if I'm wrong about that, but it's possible that might not come about. I mean, the real test will be when the market sells off again, another couple big days like this. We'll see how GME holds up. Maybe it inverses and we start squeezing, or maybe it has another big down day. Kind of popping up here a little bit in the end of the day. So I didn't do any cover calls. I did buy some calls. I bought these 205 calls for Friday. Basically just thinking, you know, this is on this hourly chart, it's looking good. Like this, there's almost a kind of like a bull flag here even. We've got green over the 9, we've got bullish MACD. Volume kind of came in, so I expect some positive price action at least in the next couple days. I did pay into some premium because I got them before we came back down to VWAP. I got them like here, literally the worst time, and then it came back down, settled, but it's all good. It's coming back up. So got those, and then yeah, I still have my cash secured puts. I still have my put debit spread, so if we do go down, that will give me some coverage there. Wells Fargo, there was news on Wells Fargo today. Put it in our hot news. Wells Fargo sued by Justice Department for Forex services. And then it rallied back up, and I guess they settled already, or the news came out that they settled. So not sure what happens there. I want put exposure to banks, and Wells Fargo I've gone in and out of, and stuff's expired. So I got some more exposure to it. These are 43, I think 43 puts for middle of October, those monthly strikes. They were up actually like 50%, but again, I think it rallied back because they settled, but I am bearish on the banks. I sold out of some Ford. Ford rallied well today. Kind of the rotation maybe into value is happening a bit. I mean, the chart is this is pretty hot up here. Like the RSI is high, but it could still keep going. This is definitely solid bull flags, you know, rallying, consolidation, rally, consolidation, using this 9 moving average. So it's good on the daily. You know, the RSI is still good on the daily. So this thing, sometimes Ford makes big moves, as you can see. We'll see. I mean, I closed out of most of them already just because these are weeklies and every day is crazy. But yeah, it's crazy. These are only up 7%. So these were up. I got good fills on these. So I got them at 8 cents. I sold 25, and I sold 10 for 10 cents. And I sold 10 for 11 cents. And I think like 12 cents, 11 cents was the highest it was today. So got out of those. Got those Wells Fargo puts. Here's Ford. Here's my calls on GME. There's getting out of Ford. There's Wells Fargo. That's pretty much it. GME's up today on this account, of course, because of our shares. Tomorrow, if we have that same bump, I'd like to kind of catch it with just a quick little trade on the options. gonna watch it around 10 o'clock on, see what happens. I need to probably exit out of my 210 calls for this week, just because I mean, I don't know, unless we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. I should get some covered calls, because once we had this rally, there was some premium in there, not a whole lot, but these calls that I bought, just to give you an example, these calls I bought it for 205. You know, I bought them and they were 0, and they went up to like 48%. So if I flipped it and I sold them, I could have made 48% on it, which is like $400 or actually more than that, because I would have sold 8, not 4. I could have made that in short order, like an hour. So flipping those covered calls, maybe a good idea. I don't really want to hold them overnight. I'm scared again for that. Yeah, the charts are, it's still kind of looking good. I mean, I don't like it on the daily. It's bearish, but yeah. Oh, also Riot. We had the Riot calls. Yeah, Riot. I mean, it's weak, but it's kind of at this support down here. So hopefully this works out. It's got to stay below 28 for these plays we have. I have a call credit spread. It's a 28.30 call credit spread, and this is funding my puts on it. So yeah. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Thanks for watching. Market kind of just settling down a little bit. Actually, SPY is, I think it's on the indicators. Let's see, moving average. I have to edit it. Let me just put 50 in here, and then I'll add it, and then done. That green is the 50. So see what happens here. This was kind of that trend. A 50-day moving average it was kind of using as a support. And what happened is it crossed over, and that was like the first real cross since really like way back here. So now that it's crossed over, it's kind of using that maybe as a ceiling, as a resistance. That's where we're kind of like maybe seeing some consolidation now before it drops again. It's not a moving average I usually look at, but it is a very common one. So sometimes you can gain some knowledge from that. But this week, I don't know, maybe more consolidating, and at some point we need to flip this thing around. But I'm stoked. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace out.